Hello everyone, Olivia here. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 habits for more productivity. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I started to change this week, is having earlier mornings. So I started to wake up at 5 instead of 6, and it really changed the way that I work. So for example, now I get to do this video for you, which I wouldn't do before. So what I've noticed by just waking up an hour before is that I had more time to do more things, because what I would tend to do is then time block my schedule. So instead of started work at 9, I would start at 7. And the reason for that is that I found that you actually tend to block more time to do things like you said, okay, because you are alone and you don't have to take care of anybody else, because who in their right mind will wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Nobody. So you tend to be on your own, and so you tend to focus on things like cleaning your house, and you tend to do it quicker because you don't chat away, you don't play with your dog, your cats, and things like that. So you tend to be more focused. And so weirdly enough, when I wake up at 5, I get 2 more hours of work, so it extends my week. And so I tend to, if I add up the time, it ends up being 10 more hours, and so like a full day. So really, it's a pretty good thing to do. It's hard to get started with at the beginning, and then you just get used to it. And anyway, I'm a morning person, so it just took me one day to get used to it. So if you can, I would advise you to wake up an hour earlier if you can, of course, if you have that luxury. Maybe you're not an entrepreneur like me, but you might want to work out or lose weight or anything like that, or just have more time for yourself if you're a busy mom or anything like that. So it's something that I really would recommend if you can. And so that obviously forces you to have an earlier bedtime. And so I tend to go to bed now earlier, and I tend to plan when I go to bed, which is something I didn't used to do before. So now I don't go to bed later than 9, and so it forces me to eat at the same time all the time. And so everybody in the house is not disciplined like that for the last week, and it really changes everything. I mean, I'm less tired because I sleep better, I sleep more, and I have way more energy. So if that's something you can do, not everybody can do it, then I would highly recommend it. Then I would say to start cleaning your space. So this is the first thing I do when I wake up, is actually clean my house. Well, I have to say, I'm a little bit of a maniac. I do not like dirt. This is one of my things. And it kind of clutters my mind also. Like, I tend to be really distracted when I see like dirt somewhere, or paper that's not supposed to be here, or some wrapper for some chocolate bar that I don't eat because I don't eat chocolate bars. No. Anyway, so try to organize your space so that you eliminate clutter in your space and in your brain. So that also helps to clarify your thoughts. I mean, it's hard to put in words, but you probably know that feelings that when everything is clean and you sit down and start working, it's like you don't have those parasites, so thoughts parasites, that calls them. So oh, I forgot this and I didn't do that, and the fridge is not clean, and the bean is stinking, or whatever it is. And so when your space is clean, I find that your brain and your thoughts are also clean, and there's nothing that could really distract you. So take the time to do it. If you do it regularly, it will take you 5-10 minutes, depending if you have children or not. But if your children are grown, or if you have help, I mean, if you have a partner in crime, that would be good to ask him to help you keep the house clean, so that you can get to do what you need to do as quickly as possible. And so this really helped to kind of ground your energy. It gives you this. It makes your day more relaxed, and it's soothing to have a clean house. It smells good, where you have no dirt anywhere. This is my dog. I'm filming that at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking, but there's nothing I can do. So yeah, so this is one of the things that I found very important. I was doing that even before waking up early. So for me, it's very important to have a decluttered space. Then if you can, I would say have some, do some breathing exercise or exercise at all. So you can't always do it, to be honest. Let's be honest, we don't all wake up at 6 o'clock and work out, but at least go out in your garden, breathe a little bit of air, try to move your body, try to stretch your muscles at least. Especially if you have a job when you sit down all day, it would be good to have, if you can, to exercise actually. There's plenty of programs. I use T25 from Beachbody that I really love. They have this monthly subscription, or I think it's quarterly or something. It's not that expensive, and it gets you going, for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And me, I have to do it because as I draw all day, I tend to sit down all day, and at one point I get a bit crazy. And it has nothing to do with weight loss or muscles. It's just to get me moving, because sometimes I just sit down all day and I do nothing, and it's really to me, it makes me tired just to do nothing. So what I tend to do is either work out or I go out and garden. I don't know if you ever heard me saying that in a Facebook group. By the way, if you're not in a Facebook group, make sure to join us there. The link is in the description box. But anyway, sometimes I just need to stand up and do something, some sort of activities when it comes to clean my garden but anyway, just do something, move your body. And this will get you ready for the rest of the day. In the morning, at least you would have moved it. If you are sitting down all day long, try to stand up sometime every hour or so, less if you can, but you can't always do that. And then walk a little, and then just move a little bit. And that will help you to keep the blood, flowing, and the energy going. Try to have a good breakfast. Feed your body with good nutrients. Try to avoid stuff that are too sweet in the morning. It tends to make you lethargic during the day. So eggs are nice, and good fat like avocados and toast and things like that. If you can do that, you can have porridge. I know that sometimes good food is expensive. I mean, where I live, good food is expensive. So I would say get some staples like eggs and things like that you can have in the morning, and maybe some ham. And I prefer to have a salty breakfast when I really want to be healthy. By salty, I don't mean full of salt. I mean more savory stuff like eggs and things like that, rather than cereals that have full of sugar. It can make you lethargic, and it's hard to keep yourself awake after lunchtime when it's that way. So I would say fuel your body with good food, and so keep your body healthy. Take care of yourself. That is very important to keep you going. That's part of productivity. If you're healthy, you won't have to really worry about your body. So it's all about eliminating clutter again in your brain and focusing on your work. If you can, do some breathing exercises. Sorry, I just removed that branch. You have plenty of great apps on the App Store in order for you to meditate or listen to some audiobooks or something, just to centralize your thoughts. Take a bit of time for yourself. Maybe what you can do is also do some face massages with your face creams. Even if it's 5 minutes, you need to relax and get rid of the kind of the stress of the night, especially if you had a bad night, if you didn't sleep that well. In my case, I do a lot of time blocking. So I don't do it in purpose. I think by essence, because I wake up so early, I tend to do it anyway. I tend to do okay, I wake up, clean the house, have my breakfast, then I take my shower, I go pray, then I do 2 hours now of marketing. So that can be video, blog posts, or stuff that I need to do, administrative stuff that I need to do for my company. I do that from 7 till 9, and then at 9 I'd start designing. So I realized by doing that I get different type of things done during the day. So I still end up finishing my set, but I also do some marketing for you guys now. So I'm really happy. I hope you will have access to more blog posts and videos in the future. Time blocking allow you to prioritize also what's important, and you can put that at the top of your schedule. You will procrastinate less because you have a certain amount of time to do a certain amount of activities and a certain type of activities. So you know that by prioritizing and then going through your schedule that way, you just know what to do and when to do it. And you know that now it is time to do so and so. So that really forces you to focus on the task at hand. This is also for you if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a student or anything like that. Try to systemize things. So you must have noticed that on my website, for example, all the thumbnail looks the same, etc., etc. It's not because I'm not creative enough, it's because I don't have the time. And so I template things a lot. I do things in order, I systemize things. And so that helped me focus on the money, what I call the money making activities, the things that are very important instead of focusing on things that are secondary. I dream of having a designer extra to help me with making new thumbnails all the time, but you realize that that would mean less time for everything else. So at the moment, I don't have that luxury. I will one day if my business is growing. But right now, I tend to systemize everything, do things the same way all the time, and build what I call workflows for each things in my business, whether it's a newsletter, the freebie, the thumbnails, or my sequence of work. If you can do that, do that. If you know that in order to get something done, you have a clear path, try to write this path down in order and do it over and over again. So because you do less thinking in order to get things done, you're less anxious about the results and you know the outcome. And so you can predict how your day is going to turn out. And then it allows you to analyze your work better, to be able to repeat the work and maybe teach the work if you know exactly how you get it done. And so I would say that if you're an entrepreneur or if you are dealing with, if you are a manager or anything like that, it's a great thing to do in order to discipline the people that work with you. Because if you know how you work, you can then teach it to others. So make sure everything turns into a system for you so that it's predictable, you can reproduce it, and you can analyze it better and then teach it. And so by doing that, you avoid a lot of stress, you relax, and you know exactly what your day is going to be like. This was my 5 habits for more productivity. If you're wondering what I'm using in order to create this video, I'm using Ayoa, which I'm using for my work is an app that I really love. And so most of my videos now where you don't see my face because I don't have a camera will be of that format, and I can even give you at least a PDF version of this mind map. If you want, let me know in the Facebook group. If you're not in a Facebook group, go down below and then ask for access. It's a great group with awesome ladies. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. I will be more active now because, hey, I wake up earlier and I do 2 hours of marketing extra a day. So I will give you more content. So make sure to join us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Go visit my stores, www.projipad.com, where I help crafties and busy bees to plan their life creatively through digital planning. So if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and visit my website. In the meantime, have a very, very productive day, and I will speak to you later. Bye.